So instead of, why do I always start with so? Instead of trying to organise everything, which I suppose I should, I'm just going to crack on. And there are a few things I want to read today. Yeah, so usually I am actually in, amongst trees and growing things. It's just I like this building behind me, but it is actually in the middle of like kind of greeny forest. I hope I don't get disturbed. Looks like I'm about to. Anyhow, so yeah, a few things. The first thing I want to do is read this thing that somebody I know wrote about twin flames. So instead of me sort of going to what my description is of it, this was such a brilliant description that I thought, let me just read it straight off. Okay, so kudos to the guy who wrote it. It's brilliant. So just to preempt it a little bit, the reason why I'm reading it is because I think it is something, it's an element which we really all need to consider at this point in time, for the reason that if you can meld, or if you can be with your twin flame, I'm trying to get something out of the shop there. If you can operate with your twin flame, it's going to be a bonus for everybody. It's going to be a bonus for just energetically. It's something that's so needed right now. So I hope this video don't look too stupid. But anyway, I can't be bothered to do it again. It's just going to be as it is. Anyway, twin flames. Twin flames are ancient evolved souls among the first created, expressing themselves in two bodies with a mission that impacts all of humanity. This is not a human relationship, but an esoteric, alchemical, sacred marriage that creates a new love template for humanity and is deeply connected to the source. Twin flames always experience a Kundalini awakening, which is different than a spiritual awakening. A magnetic attraction, unconditional, eros love, higher dimensions, and are alchemists. And he writes, if I ever fully awaken to my true authentic DNA blueprint. Twin flames are magicians of the material world, this is important, and bridge between the spiritual realm and the earthly realm, attracting those who are awakening and educating them. They are extremely rare and are here to assist in the ascension of the planet. It's so brilliant. A twin flame is not a person, but a frequency, an energy, a consciousness, a dynamic. Even though the connection is so overwhelming that it becomes very obsessive, that you just need to be with that other half of yourself. So he writes, I still need to understand the full meaning of this journey that I am currently in. We are created from the same soul, but we're split into two. Originally from the stars, our path is now individual. The true twin flame is within. The other self, physical counterpart, lies within divine relationship or sacred marriage as the support to the multi-dimensional alchemy. The one who walks the path alongside me, with me, but cannot walk the path for me, is the material of the focused integration which can be worked upon in a couple or in a group within a full planetary consciousness. But the focused integration for ascension is mine, and mine alone. No one, I repeat, no one can do this for me. This is for me to achieve alone. So good that it's just got everything in it. It's kind of like I don't even have to explain it. I mean, it's just everything is right there. Just to iterate the need for, I hope I'm not too dark, there's not much sun out today. Just iterate the need for a different way of thinking about how things will be determined to get better. You know, something that's a little bit out left field that nobody would consider, but I think this is, for me anyway, this is what I'm looking at moving towards now, is whoever and wherever my twin flame is. Right, so I wanted to do that. A kind of random things. There's one I wanted to do which I haven't actually got with me, so I'm going to have to try to blend another video into this, because I need to go and grab the text, which I don't have right now. So the other thing I wanted to just say is something which I've got in my head, which I feel also is important, and strangely not seeming to be related, but for some reason I'm just thinking it's related. So it's something in Black's Law Dictionary with regard to anybody who has successfully managed to come out of a CESTUI QUE VIE status. So having come out of a CESTUI QUE VIE status, you have a title to be revested back to you, which includes lands, money and interest from everything that has been gained off of the land taken from you since 1666, which is a lot. So if you've managed title revested, this pertains to you. So what Black's Law says is there are corporeal hereditaments and incorporeal hereditaments. So that means there are your rightful goods and assets and monies, if you like, which have a body to them. So like, say for example, this building was yours, so that's corporeal because it's physical, it's tangible. And then there are things like incorporeal, like say for example, you had the right to travel through the City of London free, so you had a right to get on any form of travel, not transportation, travel, for free, which actually is part of having title revested. So what Black's Law says, interestingly, it's almost like I'm talking about magic now. What Black's Law says, interestingly, is obviously you're going to get those, well, Black's Law doesn't say, this is what I'm saying. I'll say what Black's Law says in a minute. Obviously you can get belligerent trustees, which is what they are, who just refuse to acknowledge that you've managed to do it. So, however, notwithstanding, as a legal terminology would denote, the corporeal and incorporeal hereditamates, those who have those hereditary rights and things that, as I say, that you should be given back, which have a body, as I said, like say this house, the tangible, are called what? Lie in livery. So they lie in livery, which means they have to be delivered to you. And unfortunately, with these current belligerents, they're very stubborn in delivering stuff to those who are the rightful heirs, because they've got nothing else. If they don't hold on to what isn't theirs, they don't hold on to anything. So you have to deal with the belligerents there, and that's not an issue of time. I just think it's an issue, it's not an issue of time, it's an issue of our reality and our development. However, in the meantime, you have those hereditamates which are incorporeal, which are not time bound or belligerency bound, because Black's Law says they lie in grant, which means that's where the magic comes in, because that means that whoever has achieved CESTUI QUE VIE release status and has then you have title revested status, then those things, that those hereditamates which are incorporeal, lie in grant, which means they are immediately yours, so you can immediately action them because of the Most High having given them to you, no matter who perceives themselves or as being able to get in the way. So as I say, if what I'm experiencing is, if I put something out in a way where I want something to transpire. It's tending to transpire, let's put it that way. Not to be too cryptic, but I think we have all these things. Anything which would lie to us in grant, which means it's just given to you, is given to you by the Most High. So those things which a belligerent trustee has not the ability to give to you, everything outside that is already yours. So if you tie that with the twin flame, that's a powerhouse. That's a powerhouse to start releasing the captives from any and all madness that's going on. Yeah, so that was the second thing. And let me just check. Yeah, and then the third of the four, and I'm going to have to do the four later on when I've got the text. I forgot it, as I said. I just wanted to read from the Constitution for England, which I've translated properly. Well, that's just my translation, because there's so much stuff in the fake translation of it, which there were words which aren't even there. So I painstakingly, about 5 years ago, went through the Latin, like word for word, and literally you'd have a sentence that was more or less there, then you'd have like a couple of words which just weren't there, and then it would go back to what actually was there. So they're just thinking everybody's stupid. You know, maybe they're thinking, to be honest with you, I can't read Latin. I did it through Google Translate, but there were so many bits that just were not there, and they're just thinking everybody's just stupid, you're just going to go along with what they've said. And then they say, oh, you know, oh, the Constitution is not for us here. You know, well, no, it's not for you because you're not a party to it, because you're an idiot. It's for everybody here who believes in life and longevity of all good things. It's for everybody here. And, you know, the stupid thing is that you can't say it's not still a constitution that's enforced, because it was patented by King John. So that means that if you patent it, number one, you can't come next year and start adding to it, because that's not how a patent works. So it's patented by a king, which means it's patent in perpetuity. It can't be changed, and it stands forever. You know, full stop. Anyway, so what I wanted to just read from that is section, what was it? I think it's 40. Yeah, it's 40. So I don't like to say act because that's just fake. So yeah, Constitution, section 40, which reads, to no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice. So what does that mean? To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice. Okay, so what that means is if there is anything purporting to be a court on this land where anybody is receiving money of any kind, there is any sale of effort in order to convict or perform any work wherein justice is involved, then it's fraud. Simple. So let's look at it. Every judge who sits up there and is earning money just for being a judge, any solicitor, any lawyer who's there and is earning money for that service is fraud here. It's all fraud. So you go into a court and they have their crest or whatever as you enter in, and it says incorporated in such and such or founded in such and such, and then you find it on a company's house. It's a business. It's fraud. So nunc pro tunc, everything that's ever gone on in any court house, courtroom, county court of court, it's all fraud, because you're supposed to be there upon the Constitution delivering right and justice without pay. It's not supposed to be something which you're earning money for. So an end to that. That's all over, literally. Nunc pro tunc, that's finished, that's done. Nobody should pay any attention whatsoever to the processes that are going on there. Anyway, so I'm going to go and grab the other piece and hopefully just wedge these two together. Yeah.